momos a day do you have?
It depends, a lot of food trials. So then one food trial would lead to 15-20 pieces at one go.
They're not the healthiest food.
It is. We also have a gluten-free momo version.
What is your best-selling type of momo?
The chicken and cheese chili momo, the corn and cheese chili momo to die for.
Hottest market where people are eating Momo Max.
South India for me has been the most pleasant surprise. 33% of the revenue comes from South India and it only has 25% of the stores.
You were thinking QSR before it became such a big buzzword.
If Domino's can convert a roti eating country to a pizza eating country, I mean, you thought of pizza, you thought of Domino's. I was like, I want to build a brand for momos where, people just eat and say wow. So why not build wow momos?
What I always find very interesting about origin stories is that one spark.
When we would do these group studies in my second year of college, we would feel hungry and then Vinod would make these momos and that's how, jokingly some 11 friends said, yaar, college खत्म करके मोमो का धंधा शुरू करेंगे. And out of that only Vinod stood by me. My relatives told my dad that, तूने अपने बेटे को इतना पढ़ाया लिखाया है, अब वो मोमो बेचेगा. You
get the initial seed capital from your folks. You start off and then what's the game plan?
How do you start a business with 30,000? Okay, so I had to do my own jugaad. So I randomly walked up to this supermarket chain called Spencer's and I got to know that they're opening a new store and they had a tea counter. He asked me that, why should I give you a space? I mean, you're not a brand. I said, you give me a location, I'll create a brand.
Sagar, welcome and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tamanna. Thank you for having me here. I've been seeing this wow show of yours and I'm so happy and blessed to be here. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so much and we're glad to have you here. So the reason that we wanted to have you and your story on the Disruptors is because I think you were thinking QSR before it became such a big buzzword.
True.
At that phase, I'm thinking back to 2008. Yes, you had large pizza chains, maybe pretty much.
Yeah.
We weren't all ordering food on our phones. And momos was the roadside stuff. I mean, let's start with the thought of branding something like momos, which a large number of people make fairly well.
So I'll tell you what, I come from Calcutta and, cities like Delhi and Calcutta were the cities that was known for momos thanks to the Northeast and, affinity to Northeast and affinity to the hills in Delhi's case. But, there was this lady in my school who would come and sell momos. So I would call her Momo Auntie. I would get one plate of 5 pieces. I would barely get one piece to grab and eat because my friends would gobble the rest. And then that gave me confidence that, if people can snatch and fight over a good food and just to get a bite of it, I just felt that if good quality momos can be made well, packaged well, it's going to sell well. And I was like, if Domino's can convert a roti eating country to a pizza eating country, I mean, you thought of pizza, you thought of Domino's. I was like, I want to build a brand for momos where, people just eat and say wow. So why not build wow momos? So that's how the idea came in, to be honest. And yes, I was not great with maths and numbers. I knew मैं India में MBA तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा. So had to build my own brand. My textbooks would have logos of Reebok, Nike, Adidas. So I knew that, I have the affinity towards building brands. And coming from a business family, my dad had a garment store. So, I would sell a trouser to a guy who comes to buy a shirt. So I learned selling skills there. I said, if I really like something, I know I'm going to enjoy selling it. So let's start selling momos. Let's play with momos.
So now a guy who comes to buy momos, you sell him what? More momos?
Oh, we sell them from steam momos to pan-fried momos to chili momos. We add a Pepsi to it. We add a chocolate momo to it. We give you a momo burger. Just take the ticket size go up. Let the AOVs go up. Especially, we need that now, with so much of food delivery and high commissions, you need to make more margins.
No, I'm sorry. Before we get to your story, a Momo burger, really? I mean, there should be a rule against this.
No, but it's 12% of my menu mix. You have two fried momos stuffed between the burger breads with the spicy red sauce, the green sauce and mayonnaise. It's like a combination of a burger and a vada pav. It's tikka, it's chatpata, and it's an amazing combination to have.
Yeah, and you're saying it's chocolate momos. I mean,
and imagine,
momo ka kuch to khayal rakho.
And imagine converting that chocolate momo to a heart-shaped chocolate momo on Valentine's Day.
Oh, God. And people are lapping all of this up.
I think it's innovation. See, what happens now, if your basic product, your core product, the steam momo is good, people start trusting you. And see, there are a lot of innovations which will click, there are some which will fail. Like for me, mango momos once I made was a big disaster. So in our business, more than adding stuff to the menu, you have to remove stuff from the menu. But I think, see, people want innovations, right? I mean, you have to make food fun, right? You have to become a part of people's lives through their birthday parties, through festivals. Like with IPL coming, you'll have the Chennai will sell yellow color momos and Calcutta will sell purple color momos. So, that's how you become a part of their lives. That's how you make food fun.
Okay, what was the worst idea apart from mango momos? Were you trying to do the modak? Were you trying to?
We did once try
copy
Modak Momo, but we did not even launch it. And after the backlash and the failure of Mango Momos, I was like, once bitten, twice shy.
Okay, so let's cycle back to 2008. What were you graduating in first of all?
So I was doing my BCom honors from St. Xavier's, Calcutta, one of the best colleges for BCom in the country. Didn't have marketing honors, so we had 2,000 students in my batch, out of which 1,990 would do CA or a CS. We were 10 of us who were not doing either, and blessed to be here, sitting here, talking to you.
Did you do a post-graduation after
No,
that?
I did not. I started in my third year of college. I think my answer scripts in my third year exams would be smelling of momos. I would wake up at 5 in the morning, buy raw materials, go to the kitchen, give it to make, and go and come and give my exams. My attendance in my third year was 11%. Thanks to the college principal and the father who allowed me to appear for the exams in the first place. But I think they knew that I was doing something productive.
It was you bribed them with a plate of momos. Don't lie.
Till today.
Okay. No. So what I always find very interesting about origin stories is that one spark or that one wow moment. As I started the conversation with, anyone would have told you, "Yeah, ruk jao. Finish your graduation and then do it."
A lot of people.
Why now? Wait, maybe do a post-graduation. Have you done an MBA? Do you know how to run a business? Do you even know how to make momos? Honest question. Do you know how to make momos?
Not really. My co-founder Binod is an Nepali, so he does. So when we would do these group studies in my second year of college, we would feel hungry. So we would make Maggi. We would have the Domino's oregano, so put that into sandwiches, and then Binod would make these momos, and that's how jokingly some 11 friends said, "Yaar, college खत्म करके मोमो का धंधा शुरू करेंगे." And out of that, only Binod stood by me. But trust me, Binod, one me and one him was like 11. I'm grateful to him that he stood by me, because you need someone to stand by you, especially when you are getting into entrepreneurship in a very big way, and you have people doubting you. Like my relatives told my dad that तूने अपने बेटे को इतना पढ़ाया लिखाया है, अब वो मोमो बेचेगा. A lot of people were like ridiculing my family, myself, but my dad and my mom, hats off to them. They were like, if you feel confident, go out there and do it. और आज मैं सबको ये बोलता हूँ, यार हमारे देश में अगर चाय वाला प्रधानमंत्री बन सकता है तो मोमो वाला भी कुछ कर सकता है.
Wow, that's a great dialogue. Who gave you the initial $30,000?
My mom and dad.
Yeah. So you get the initial seed capital from your folks. Yeah. You start off, and then what's the game plan?
How do you start a business with 30,000? Okay, so I had to do my own jugaad. So I randomly walked up to this supermarket chain called Spencer's, and I got to know that they're opening a new store, and they had a tea counter. And they had one of the famous confectionery brands from Calcutta, Flurry, setting up a store there. So, okay, I walked into their office and I had no experience. So this gentleman out there, Mr. Mohit Gampani, who eventually went on to be the CEO of Spencer's, and then, he's running his own startup now. So he asked me that, why should I give you a space? I mean, you're not a brand. I said, you give me a location, I'll create a brand. One day Flurry started, it took them years to become a brand. I'll also become a brand. Just give me a space. I think he liked my self-confidence. So he gave me one of their very chotu sa store. That store alone would do a revenue of 50K, and I was doing 2K a day. I never had money to print leaflets, so I would cut one momo into two parts, take a tray, wear the Wow Momo t-shirt, and walk up to every customer. Hi sir, hi ma'am, please taste one piece and see. We believed in a product. We knew कि कोई एक बार एक piece खाएगा तो they'll come and buy a plate. I never had working capital, right? So I would get credit from these vendors who would give me chicken, etc. And we would do a 1 month anniversary, 2 month anniversary, and we would take down mobile number to every customer and buy that Vodafone pack in 30 rupees, send some 1,000 messages and get conversions. So I think we did our own jugaad. I remember I would carry momos on those heavy rucksacks. I would take 2 auto rickshaws. So Calcutta, unlike Bombay, has shuttle auto rickshaws. It's not metered. So to get from my home to my store, I had to take 2 auto rickshaws. And at night, while coming back, both Binod and me, because the bags were empty, we would walk 2-3 kilometers just to save rupees 10 each. And I think that's when I learned that in this business, 1 rupee saved is 5 rupees earned, and the rest is we're trying to get there, trying to improve unit economics.
So, okay, was there a secret? Now I want to come back to the recipe, and I'm not asking for your secret recipe, but a momo is a momo is a momo.
Yeah.
So why that initial part of getting people to like your momos versus others? There will always be maybe some auntie around the corner who's making better momos.
See, what you would get in the roadside now would be a chicken momo but full of onions, hardly any chicken. If it's a veg momo, only cabbage. So we were like, okay, no, our veg momo is going to have cabbage, carrot, beans. We are going to create new innovations of paneer momo, prawn momos. The chicken momo will have, 80% of leg piece of chicken. It's going to be juicy. If you want it spicy, you do a Szechuan chicken momo. So I think product innovation was the key to our success from day one. And I think we believed in the product. We knew that, if someone has to eat and say, wow, It's only then will you be successful. And then the innovations kept happening. I mean, there was a time when I would sell 100% steamed momos, and then pan-fried momos became a big thing. The momos are tossed, it's sautéed in sauce. Then came chili momos, came tandoori momos, came kurkure momos. So I think it just went on growing and growing. We just did Korean momos. I mean, the whole QSR did Korean burger 6 months back. We launched K-pop momos we can't call it K-pop, but K-drama momos about 1.5 years ago. So I think you need to set trends.
Momos, are from Tibet.
Yes.
And you made a Korean version of them.
So that's what you call globalization. So I think momos came into India from Nepal. From Tibet it came to Nepal. A lot of people ask me this question that what is the difference between a momo and a dim sum or a dumpling, right? And I'll say this on national television on your channel that, see, anything filled with a filling inside it in China is called a dumpling. So वो लोग कोफ्ता को भी dumpling बोलेंगे, samosa को भी dumpling बोलेंगे, momo को भी dumpling बोलेंगे. Now, dim sum is the one with rice flour which has a filling which looks similar to a momo, which is called a dim sum. So dim sum is a version of dumpling, okay? And momo has white flour, maida in it. Now, you can never let Tibet and China agree for a name for the same product. So although it's all same, but it is fought differently. But let me tell you, in my initial years, I took advantage of this. So, in Calcutta, in West Bengal, from where I started, they would sell singada. Samosa ko singada bolte the. And there was no VAT on singada. So I would not charge VAT on momos. Then once the GST department, the VAT departments came after me, I gave them one momo, I gave them one singada. I said, prove me the difference. And they could not. And I won that legal case. It went on to become a case history that wow momo versus the department, although VAT doesn't exist anymore.
Wow. Pricing also matters?
A lot.
Because I think there has been a conscious effort to make this an affordable snack.
Absolutely. See, what happens, even India has transformed a lot, momos would be sold at 10 rupees in Calcutta when I was selling them at 40 rupees. And by the time momos became 40 rupees, I was selling them at 100 rupees today. But, one thing I've realized in India is that, earlier value for money would sell. So you could have all you want to eat at $9.99, one full meal. Now it's all become about value. All that is selling is 99 and 199, thanks to our good friends, the aggregators who make everyone feel that discount is there.
I will come to your love with your good friends, the aggregators, in just a bit.
Yeah. But to be honest, I think, you have to keep it value for money. You have to get more touch points. So for me, the biggest form of marketing is opening more and more stores. For me, every store is like a hoarding. How can I get the consumer there and get him to try the product? Then it's on the training of the team that, how do you, push them from a steam momo to a pan-fried momo to a chili momo. And every new innovation or incremental, innovation comes with a small cost. But there you can make your margins.
There are other chains who are also now selling momos. But you think the moat is high enough for you?
Very high. So in cities where we operate, I think we almost have 70% of the market share. Rest all would be in single digits. And now my goal is that the remaining 30, which I am cutting off, how do I grab share from them? Do I launch a sub-momo brand which can be within our momo stores and do something? But I think, see, it's good to have competition. I feel more people coming into this segment is only going to increase the market segment. Look at pizzas. Everyone and anyone is having it.
Let me come to the funding story, because it took, I think, about 7 years, if I'm not mistaken, before any serious external funding came
Correct.
in.
So from 2000...
that's unusual.
Yeah. So see, at that time, there was nothing known as Startup India, Stand Up India. Funding was not available very easily. I didn't know what private equity funding was. I didn't know what angel funding was, And for me, the only way I saw my dad grow his business by either making profits or by taking loan, by taking debt. And I was like, I am not in a position to do either, but yes, I can make profits and grow. For the first 7 years, we went from 1 store to 43 stores. We went from 1 city to 5 cities. We went all the way down to Chennai and Bangalore and opened our first store.
All bootstrapped. So we got to a 20 crore top line with no funding raised. The biggest investor was the consumer. So we kept plowing back profits. And that's when I happened to meet my mentor, Sanjeev Bikhchandani, who's also back Zomato and the founder of Naukri.com. And then we raised money from angels. We understood what angel funding was. And I think by then we were also funding ready. If you ask me honestly, I had participated in a business plan competition where the same Indian Angel Network, gave me a term sheet in 2011 at a 10 crore valuation. And when I read those clauses, tag along, drag along, I was like, ye to mera business mein se le lenge. And that's when I realized that there is an alternative route to, grow your business. That's funding, but you have to be funding ready. When is your business funding ready? I think this is useful
Very
for
important.
people who could be watching, because we're also in a climate where if your idea is hot enough on paper, The money will come. It's no longer 2008.
Correct,
The money
correct,
will come.
correct.
But should you be taking money at that point? What are the 2 or 3 things that determine if you're funding?
I think you have to be honest to yourself, and you have to ask yourself this question: that are you able to justify the money that you're taking it? Because the money will come at a valuation, right? And the investor will want to make an ROI against that valuation. So you have to be honest to yourself that are you able to take this money and scale? And if the answer is no, I think you need to say no with confidence. I think in my case, what I really admire about myself and Binod is that we were able to say no without any regrets in 2011. And trust me, I would have given 25% equity against a 10 crore, against a 2.5 crore funding at a 10 crore valuation. And I'm grateful to the same angel network to come back to me after 5 years, give me a 100 crore valuation and just take 10%. So, today we are in a position where we are still majority shareholders in the company. But, back in the day, when things were very unclear, people would just not know about funding. And today people want to take funding. I mean, at times I feel many startups want to get into business for the sake of raising funding because they feel it's a very fancy thing. That if you don't have funding, that means your business doesn't have validation.
Yeah.
It's very different for different businesses. At least in food, you should bootstrap for 2 or 3 years, because by doing that you'll make mistakes. And trust me, mistakes are good.
What is your biggest one?
Oh, many of them. I mean, right
Top
from
2 or 3 then.
See, I think opening bigger stores than what required, because trying to become a McDonald's when you are not a McDonald's, you are selling momos, you should create your own version of our momos. So from there to initially back in the day when Domino's had its own riders, getting a bike and wanting to put in your own riders, where a pizza will sell for 400 rupees, but a momo will sell for 100 rupees. How do you cover up for the delivery cost? So many such mistakes made. Mistake of not paying people their worth at the right time, because it was not consciously done. It was done because we never had the funding then. But you cannot be chindi. You have to, if you pay peanuts, you'll get monkeys. That's one thing I've learned. So
pay for talent.
Pay for talent. Pay for talent and take care of that talent. And take care of the talent that your internal employees, your team becomes the first customer. So that if one employee tells an outsider to join, he or she will come and join.
Let me come to mistake number 2, about your own riders.
Yeah.
There is an alternative, but you're not happy with the folks doing it. You've been very vocal about this constant tug of war between aggregators of Swiggy, Zomato, and restaurants.
Yeah.
But how many of your orders, or what percentage of your orders are coming through these online platforms?
So today it's 50%. Before COVID, it was just 10%. So today it's become a very, very significant part of the business. It's got its pros and cons, right? To be very honest, the good thing is that demand has really gone up, right? The bad thing is that margins have depleted. Profitability has really come down to the extent that the business was never built for 50% of delivery, where you're paying 20% commission. And what has happened after COVID is that the same consumer who would come to your store is today now ordering food at home. So in a metro city, I don't expect a couple on a Valentine's Day to come and eat momos in my store. They'll order it at home and have it. But in a tier 2, tier 3, still, you people come to your store. It's a way of life for them. They're enjoying. But today it's become like a one-way traffic with aggregators, to be very honest. Their model to a very large extent is concerned with their monetization. Relationships have improved, there's no doubt. I think more sanity has come in. But still, as long as duopoly exists, it's going to be difficult to, fight this battle, because not a single restaurateur is making money. I mean, see, you're paying some 20% commission, then you're spending 10-12% on marketing, then you're giving 30% of discounts. At the end of it, only the delivery business, you hardly make 5% margin. And that too...
Yeah, but then you always have a choice not to be on it.
Yeah, but then
Can you afford
the whole world is gone. You cannot afford to, because everyone has moved to it. Habits have changed.
So there's going to be a cost to it, isn't it, Sagar?
Cost to it is okay, but unjustifiable cost is not okay. Not me not having my data is not okay. Me being forced to run discounting is not okay. Yes, I'm thankful to Zomato that they've now agreed to share data with consumer permission, and I hope Swiggy follows suit. But there's asymmetry in data. I don't know my customers. I don't know 50% of my customers. I think data masking is something which really needs to go. I think if it's their customer, actually it's our customers. Why do you come to a Swiggy or a Zomato? You come to a Swiggy or Zomato to order momos from Wow Momo, to order food from a particular brand. So they are our customers. In a best case scenario, they are both our customers. Why will you keep all their data and not give it to us? I think that's being unethical. That's being arm twisting. And then them getting into the same business. I mean, today, aggregators are starting their own versions of Bistro, Snack. Snack is now come to an end. They've realized that doing food business is not easy. But imagine, you have all my data of who's ordering Momo from where and how, and then you use that data to build your own brand, where you sell your private label of momos, which you buy from third-party people, and then you exactly target my customers. Now, okay, they might say that we're not doing it, there's the Chinese wall, there's the Japanese wall, or whatever, but as an outsider, how will I believe that? I mean, you've studied my trend for the last 7-8 years, and today you exactly know what the consumer wants.
Wait,
I have had to spend money.
Is there any version of business without them in the picture? No.
Not possible.
Not possible.
Not possible.
So
like I said, it's a one-way traffic. I feel more people coming into the fray will bring in some sanity. Rapido has now started doing in Bangalore, where commission cost is very cheap. Now, the other softer problem that these aggregators are bringing in, that they want price parity in the apps. Now, tell me one thing. My product, my pricing. Why do I need price parity? Today, if I'm able to deliver cheaper through my own app, I will price it cheaper there. I will provide that benefit to the consumer. I will provide the consumer the lowest price guarantee. But today, if I am forced or pushed to have price parity in an application where my commission is 25 rupees versus an application where my commission is 100 rupees, why will I not price it cheaper and where I'm 25 rupees? I have to give it to the consumer. I have to sell what I want to sell where and at my pricing.
But I agree with you about the eating habits and people just finding that ease ordering in. Now, having said that, I think the last leg of our conversation should be around some momos. So let's get some.
Absolutely, let's eat and talk.
As we continue the rest of our conversation with Sagar, I'm going to get him to tell us the best way to eat his momos. So now you're insisting we pour the sauce over, huh?
Pour the sauce over and eat it with your hand, although we have fork here. But, haath se jo maza aata hai.
I'm very tough for me to eat with my hand. Are you sure?
Yeah, because the momo is going to open up. I think you're having the veg ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are the Darjeeling momos. You'll get the taste of the hills sitting here in Mumbai at your studio.
And what's in this sauce?
So this is the chili spicy dale sauce. It's got a bit of Szechuan flavor to it, but it's chatpata.
It's really spicy. It's nice. How many momos a day do you have?
It depends. A lot of food trials. So then one food trial will lead to 15-20 pieces at one go. But on an average, there's no fixed rule कि मेरे को रोज ही खाना है.
They're not the healthiest food.
It is. We also have a gluten-free momo version. So I eat that. When I was
That's
trying to lose weight.
the least I would expect from the team that makes momo burgers and mango momos.
No, but gluten-free. So I'll tell you what. Steamed momos are healthy food because it's steamed. The fried and the pan-fried ones, the burgers, are not unhealthy food. We call them wealthy food. It's the consumer's choice. We're a democratic organization. We let the consumer choose.
What is your best-selling type of momo?
So as of now, the latest trending momos are the chili momos. The chicken and cheese chili momo, the corn and cheese chili momo to die for. I mean, I can have them even at 2 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 5 a.m., whenever you give me.
Apart from the plain, simple chicken and veg, which is the best seller?
Corn and cheese does really well. We have a chatpata paneer that does really well. We do seasonal shrimp momos, prawn momos. It's an LTO that we launch it once in a while. We're very soon launching mutton momos, so let's see.
And which is your highest selling or hottest market where people are eating Momo Max?
Oh, so we are from East India. East India has 38% of the revenue, but East is normal. I knew it will do well, right? South India for me has been the most pleasant surprise. We have 90 stores in Chennai alone. Kerala would have some 30-40 stores. 33% of the revenue comes from South India, and it only has 25% of the stores.
Chennai is eating momos in large numbers.
So a small kid will tell his dad by seeing a roadside momo stall now that Appa, I want to eat wow momos. Like we've become the Xerox of momos there.
This is really eye-opening.
Yes.
What is next? Is it only going to be momos, Momo Plus? I know you have a Chinese Indian brand as well.
Wow, China has become a 300 crore business for us.
Yeah.
Yes, we also become the largest Chinese operator in the country, by the way, by default. I'm just boasting now, yeah.
Yeah, you are. How do you get some of the top investors in? We spoke about how you started your journey in 2015, but today you have a Tiger Global, you have Madhu Kela coming in, and a whole host of investors. What are they seeing right now? What is the pitch?
See, I feel they all believe in the India consumption story. Till today, India has not had its homegrown QSR chain. So all the listed peers are international brands. So, I think they have that belief that this is going to be one of that India's brand is like local, going vocal, going global. And that's my dream. I want to create India's international global brand, right? So, if a KFC or a McDonald's can come from abroad to India, I'm sure that, hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be able to take WOW from India to abroad. We are entering into the GCC later on this year. But yeah.
Which market?
So we are opening in Dubai, we are opening in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah to begin with. We are also eyeing Sri Lanka. We've got a very strong partner there. So the good thing is that all these brands, they charge royalty. I'm going to be one Indian brand that's going to, charge royalty and not pay royalty. Generally, Indian companies pay royalty, right? I'm going to be making money out of royalty, hopefully. But within India itself, I think today we have some 850 stores. I personally feel that for every one Domino's store, we can have 2 Wow Momo stores. That's the power of consumption. Because our stores are smaller, throughput sales are higher, payback is faster. I feel the market is huge. And if Domino's feels they can have 10,000 stores someday, I know it's audacious, but I feel we are only 90 cities. I mean, they are selling pizzas of 300, 400 rupees in 600 cities and towns. मैंने तो अभी तक 100 भी पूरा नहीं किया. Not even hit my century.
So how many by the next 12 months?
So every month we are opening 15 stores. This financial year we're going to close at almost 190 net stores. We also shut some stores. Every year we shut 5% of the stores, the loss leaders. You have to, because there's no point being emotional about it. But I think the goal is that in the next 2 years' time to get to a 1,500 crore top line, we'll be closing this year at 850 crores. We also have an FMCG business. So the burn there is there. QSR is becoming profitable. Wow Momo is already profitable. But yeah, I think I'm very clear that I'm a product business. Like today, I'm looking at momos as an industry. So we have 3 factories that make 2.2 million momos a day. So today we have packaged momos. Frozen momos for me has become a 100 crore business. We've become a market leader there.
And how many months to IPO?
See, you can't time the market, but I want to get there in the next 2 years' time. Maybe OND of next year is what I would want to look at. But long way to go. I think, you can't time the market. And IPO will be a means to, give exits to incoming investors and also, get the right validation for the company. But for me, it's a matter of pride that an Indian brand will go IPO. So for me, why IPO is important is not because I need the money. I think
Indian brand will go IPO. A lot of Indian brands are
Indian food brand, sorry.
Indian food brand.
No Indian food brand has gone IPO yet. I mean, QSR. And for me, I want my consumers to become my investors. I think that would make me feel really, really satisfied.
Okay, great. Good luck,
Thank
Sagar,
you so
with
much,
everything.
Tamanna.
And thank you so much for coming in.
It was lovely eating momos with you and chatting up. Thank you so much.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you.